What is the difference between a religious person and a spiritual person? We hear these two words at all times, all the time. Is there any difference between them? Well, there's a very, very subtle difference. Very subtle. When a person believes in the presence of God, in the existence of God, and start to practice a religion, any kind of religion, he becomes a religious person. He practices the rules and regulations, he obeys. But if a person goes very deep and suddenly his belief turns to a kind of a kind of feeling, a kind of understanding, realizing, a realization, and he feels that he is in deep relation with the God, then he becomes spiritual. A religious person, his main objective is to be safe in this world and in the afterworld, to go to heaven, to avoid hell, because he is very much afraid of this, the danger of this world and the other world. So he does good deeds and he expects reward. In exchange of good deeds, he expects that God would give him a reward, which would be eventually Jannat or heaven. So heaven is the ultimate goal of a religious person. If a person goes to heaven, the necessity of God just vanishes. It just vanish, because when a person goes to heaven, he has nothing to do, nothing to achieve anymore. He got the ultimate. He gets the ultimate goal of his life, heaven. So there's nothing to worship to God uh, anymore, because now he is in the ultimate position. So the necessity of God just go away. So his relationship with God ends, because he did all the good deeds, because to get this heaven, to be in heaven and to avoid hell, he achieved it. So there's nothing to do. Now he will enjoy pastime in certain ways. I don't know. I have never been to heaven, so I don't know how to pass time there. But a spiritual person, the person who is very much spiritual, he doesn't care about heaven at all. He doesn't care about hell even. He doesn't care about good deed, bad deed, nothing. He only cares about to be in the presence of God, to be with a relationship with God, to be in a relationship with God. Because somehow, some way, he is in love with the Creator. So he thinks if he goes to heaven, his relationship with God will be over for him. So he doesn't want to go to heaven. He wants eternal servitude, the state of a slave. He wants to be a slave because being the master's slave, he will be always with the master because his relationship with the God is not a give and take relationship. It's a kind of relationship. It's a love relationship. He is in love with the God. A religious person will never understand this because he always calculate what I did, what I will get. A spiritual person never calculate. He always wants the recognition of being a lover. That's his ultimate goal, to be the lover. He never wants to go to heaven. Heaven is out of his mind. Heaven is a hell for him because when he will be there, his relationship with God will be over too logically. So he doesn't want it. He hates heaven. That's the major difference between a religious person and a spiritual person. A spiritual person is a lover. A religious person is a businessman. Both are good, but in different way. A religious person is good too, but he is very calculative. Profit and loss, etc. He always expect God to be far away from him just to give him what he deserves. But a spiritual person is completely different. He wants to be with the God, to go near to the God, even to be mixed with God, so that he will vanish within the existence of God. He will be a part of God. He expects that. A spiritual person expects that. He doesn't want a reward. He doesn't want the king's gift. He wants the king himself. A very subtle difference, but very major difference. A spiritual person will never ever be an orderly person because love has no order. He will be disordered. He will be misunderstood by the religious person. His clothes will always be disheveled, not too uh, suitable for the society. He doesn't care anything. He only cares about God. That's why often we call them pagal or mad person. People called Rumi a mad person. People called all the lover of God a mad person. You will often visit to a shrine and you will see people like looking like mad person. Actually, they are not mad. They don't care about the world. They don't care about what you think. They don't care about going to heaven. They only care about their creator. They are in deep love with the God. A person who is in love will never be able to explain his feelings to a person who marry who married for sexual desire or property or for anything else. Both will be uh, they will be separate in their ways of explaining love, relationship. I want to be a lover. I don't care about heaven at all. Heaven is boring in some cases because God will not be there. It will be just a life of eternal happiness, right? But how could a lover be happy without his beloved? It's not possible for a lover. It is possible for a calculative person. He will be happy for the gaining he achieved, all the pleasures of heaven. will make happy to a happy a businessman, a business person. It can make happiness. It can bring happiness, but not to a lover. A lover is something else. Is quite different.